why is it better to have a financial plan instead of just reacting to money problems when they happen?
Well, there's a few things. And I think the first thing you need to do is figure out who you are.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is nobody wants to be categorized. But from my experience, there's 4 types of people when you start a conversation.
Yeah.
There's those that don't have enough. And that's okay. As long as we have time, we can put in a plan.
Yeah.
There's those that have too much. Now, that might be people's parents, where they're worried about inheritance tax.
Yeah.
There's the magical, mythical unicorn. They're just right. They're going to run out of money on the day that they die.
Okay.
Now,
they don't exist, right?
Exactly, because we don't know when we're going to die. And the final one are they don't know. They might have an idea, but they're not 100% sure. Now, that unsure bit creates anxiety. And what it does is when the world changes around us, we make knee-jerk decisions trying to figure out, well, actually, how do I adapt to today? But if you have a solid plan and you know, well, maybe I don't have enough, then you decide, well, I can't afford to save right now, but I know later on I might need to put my foot on the accelerator to close that gap. And will I be okay? So I think it's really important to have a plan, because then it helps you to steer you through the uncertainty that's created. And even though you might be in a position of not having enough, once we've defined that, that's okay, because it's better than being in the unsure camp and then constantly worried of, actually, do I have a plan? Will I be all right? Will I have the lifestyle I'd like?
I get the sense that most people think they don't have enough and probably don't have it within them to turn that ship around. So how do you cope with those people?
Yeah, it's funny, because some people do think they have enough, and then when you ask them about their lifestyle and what they'd like, you then turn around and say, you don't. So
okay.
It really is down to the individual, because one of the first questions we're asked, and probably you're asked all the time in financial education, is how much do I need in my pot?
Yeah.
And you've just got to strip it all back to say, don't know. What do you want to do with your life?
Yeah.
And actually, once you know what you want to do with your life, then you have a better chance of saying, well, how much do you need in your pot? And if people have a very mild aspiration, where maybe they want to do a bit of nannying and poppying of grandkids,
Yeah.
they want to do a bit of gardening, they don't need to save as much.
Yeah.
If they have grand ambitions to do all the travel and see everything on their bucket list they never got a chance to do when they were working, they're going to have to save.
Yeah.
And so that's the bit of where people feel they might not have enough. They might find they're in a brilliant position and can retire early. I love those conversations.
Yeah.
I don't like the ones where people think I'm going to retire in the next couple of years. And you say, well, are you willing to compromise on the lifestyle you thought you were going to have?
Yeah.
Because the numbers don't stack up. So the earlier you have a plan, the better chance you have of being in control of your future.
But what do you do with the people where they don't have enough and they think, but I can't do anything about it? Where am I going to find the extra money to do it? What changes can I effectively make, and how do I do it?
And this is where I think some of the stuff you guys do is brilliant. It's that constant financial education. It's finding ways that you can save money. A perfect example is I'm very shrewd with it. Every year I review my suppliers and I see if I can cut costs.
Yeah.
But we had one of our telly boxes not working.
Okay.
And we haven't actually contacted the company for 6 months.
Right.
So we've realized, well, we do enough of the streaming. Why are we paying for a subscription for a telly box? So we've now just cut it.
Yeah.
And as a consequence, we've then changed to a much cheaper internet supplier.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably going to save us in realms of 50 quid a month.
Yeah. Great.
And it's only because we were too lazy to figure out, could we survive without these things we think we need?
Yeah.
And so a big exercise for anybody in that I don't think I can save is really working through, but what is it you really need? Stripping out the unnecessary waste. And we're all filled with unnecessary waste.
Yeah.
There's so much scope creep in our finances because it's just nice and easy to spend money.
Yeah. It is.
And you'll find you can take control, but sometimes you can't. Sometimes you have to park it for 5 years if you're paying for nursery fees and everything else. Saving and getting on the property ladder is really, really difficult.
Yeah. How much does it soften levels of anxiety for people to have an effective plan that's working?
Oh, it's massive. A prime example is if you didn't know where you were, and let's say you lost a job,
Yeah.
then you'd suddenly really worry and panic. But if you knew, well, actually, I've got a good basics of foundation and making my auto-enrollment regular contributions, I'm going to be there or thereabouts to have enough. Immediately you can get rid of that anxiety to say, well, I can't afford to save more.
Yeah.
Even if you know you don't have enough, then we just have to figure out how we make some changes. So life as we know it is all about compromise.
Yeah.
You compromise your time, you compromise your money, you compromise the things you want to do because you don't have enough time, you don't have enough holidays, or your kids' plays are there, so you have to give up on the trip that you wanted to do, whatever it is. And you have to figure out where do you compromise and how do you compromise as you go through life.
Yeah.
And sometimes we have to give up on those things that we think we need, but we really don't.
Yeah. So it's the wants versus needs versus can cope with not having, that sort of debate.